He and the Bills get going at St. John Fisher starting on Wednesday. The Hall of Fame game is 2 weeks from tonight. There you go. All kinds of different ways to tell you how close it is. Detroit and the Chargers, 2 weeks from tonight, 8 o'clock, if you want to really know details here, 8 o'clock in Canton. Have you ever had any inclination to go to the Pro Football Hall of Fame game? The Bills played in it once or twice, and maybe then. Would you ever go to this game otherwise? I've never even had the thought. I don't spend a lot of time thinking about going to NFL games as it is, like especially in other markets. I've never even literally ever had the thought to go to the Pro Football Hall of Fame game. I do watch it. I think I'm like most people, where you watch it for like 10 minutes and then you're bored. Other things are like that.
Yeah,
you just watch it for a few minutes and then you're done.
That's like an American tradition. Get really excited for the Hall of Fame game, turn it on, see it drive, and go, "Ooh, I'll wait." You go to the game, you have to watch it now, the whole time.
Well, yes, that's the problem.
Yeah, and
if you go to it,
that's bad business.
You can't leave at 10 minutes. You wouldn't do that. I've been on that field a couple of times. It's a cool place, the Hall of Fame and the stadium, the whole thing. You nailed it. The problem is, going to the game, the problem is you'd have to watch it. Here's Tom with us. Hi, Tom.
Hey, Mike, thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome.
I agree with you. Maybe not even 10 minutes. So, my bold prediction, call me crazy, Curtis Samuel's going to find a way to make a difference.
I mean, define make a difference.
He's gonna move. I think he'll move ahead of one of those two guys, the Elijah Moore and the Sherman. I'm just predicting he's gonna live up to that contract.
Okay, well, thanks. I'm not as confident as you. This is the Moore problem too. Curtis Samuel, Elijah Moore. Look at who's in the way. You've got Coleman. The Bills will have every incentive to, unleash Keon Coleman to make that work. Rank these guys by organizational priority. Keon Coleman is number one. He's got to be important, I think. I mean, it could be an offense, and maybe this is likely, where nobody really dominates targets or catches. That's what we had last year. So I don't know about what important really means either. But Coleman is number one. Shakir, I don't even really want to put him on this list. Like, he's so locked in, I think. What he is, what he does. So Coleman, is a big priority. High draft pick. Iffy rookie year. Let's make that work. Let's do what we can to make that work. Shakir, now he's big money. And I don't think that effort is forced at all because Shakir has proven what kind of the baseline is. So he's there. Palmer, I think, comes in above Samuel. But maybe you disagree. I think Palmer comes in above Samuel and Moore because of that money. And thinking about when Brandon Beane was all defensive about wide receiver criticism, what he said to Tyler Dunn, if not also to Jeremy and Joe, which was, how can you say I didn't address wide receiver? We signed Joshua Palmer. I think that's almost hilarious, but that's where he is. So Palmer's up there, and Kincaid is not to be ignored here because Kincaid is still going to be measured by targets and catches and yards. It's tight end, but it's still going to be stats. You're like, what kind of production are you getting from your first-round pick from 2 years ago? Maybe Kincaid deserves to be higher on that list. Still, how many guys can I really count? I've got 4 here that I think all outrank Samuel and probably also Elijah Moore. Why I wouldn't get to Samuel, like the caller, is because I think Moore has more potential to be better. I think there's a better chance Elijah Moore shows up in Rochester and in the preseason and wows them than does Samuel. I think they know what they've got in Samuel. And they signed Elijah Moore. So I think he comes in above Samuel. Samuel would be not shocking if he's a difference maker, but it's not something I'm expecting. And really, for this offense, if you look at it from sort of a league perspective, for this offense, what is making a difference? What is really mattering? I mean, 3 catches a game? 3 catches a game is 50. For the season, you play 17 games, 51. And that's not like really moving the meter. But I don't think with all those other guys here, the Bills have space for anybody to do more than that. I don't even think Palmer is going to do more than that. Coleman is more yards per catch than he is catches. So Coleman could have a little bit more of what last year was and be okay. Samuel did come on. I mean, in the playoffs, he had moments later on. So I don't think he's, blocked completely, but I don't think there's as much of a path for him. Some are saying it's Samuel versus Moore. And I still think even that is delicate because of everybody else they've got here. With Samuel, you could get some rushing plays in. You could do some gadgety stuff with him that would help. Could happen. Thanks, Tom. Here's Mike next. Hello, Mike.
Hey, Mike. How are you?
Good.
I'm just looking at when you were talking about the wide receivers, and it kind of reminds me of the Sabres situation. You've got a top wide receiver in Shakir, like we have a top forward in Thompson, and we have a lot of third and fourth line guys battling for spots. And you were just talking about the Moore Samuel situation. With what Samuel's getting, is he somebody that could theoretically be cut to save salary cap money, during camp if Moore really shows? It seems to me that a lot of things that are alike between the Sabres and the Bills right now in that position.
Interesting. Thanks, Mike. I want to look up what that would cost the Bills cutting Samuel, because it's going to cost them something to do that. Dead cap is $12. It's $12. No, it's $12 million to cut Curtis Samuel. Look, I guess you could say that. I think the Bills only have wide receiver 3s and 4s. Like, I think all their receivers are third line. If I were to compare it to hockey, I would say that. I mean, due respect to Shakir, he's a nice player. I mean, he's the third best. What? He's not the third best wide receiver on this team. He might be the best wide receiver on this team. And this team is very good. I'm not ignoring that. But like, if you put him on a team, what even matters here? With better wide receivers, he's not as good. Like, what is that to say? I think he's, a good piece, but never should be your wide receiver 1. I mean, he's playing in the slot anyway. Not that that can't happen. I mean, you have St. Brown. Sometimes your slot receiver is going to be your best guy. That is the case here. But there's just not that much of a ceiling, I think. He's perfect on a team where they have the alpha. He was great. If the timing had worked out different, where he works the slot with Diggs here, that would have been great. Then you had Beasley, though, for that, and he did well, too. Put Shakir on Philadelphia. What is that? Philadelphia doesn't need a third guy. They're so good already. Anyway, I think you know what I'm saying. I don't know if they can cut Samuel. Hadn't really thought about that before. $12 million dead cap is not good. That's not something you'd want to do. So, knowing that, organizational priority, maybe he needs to be higher because the Bills have this financial incentive to have him on the team. Bold predictions, wide receivers, Bills, NFL. 803-0550 for yours. This is Mike Schopp on WGR.